Welcome back to the Eye of the Observer podcast, where today we talk about how expensive cafeteria food is. I'm Vanch,
I'm Eric.
I'm Matt.
and let's get started.
All right, so what do you guys think about cafeteria food? That's my first question.
Well, I mean, it might be good here, but I feel like the price is a little too high. You know what I mean?
Good food, terrible prices.
So with Arizona, right, it's 99 cents at a regular retail store, right? But
Right.
here it's $1.25. It's
Plus
It's
tax
actually,
or
it's
without
actually
tax?
$1.37 now.
it's at $1.37.
They
Yeah.
increased it.
But
Yeah.
I haven't officially checked this. I always get Arizona
So
with
that
the
an
cheese.
Arizona iced tea at 99 cents would be $1.06
Well,
at a gas station because 7% tax.
yeah, it makes
Okay,
sense
makes
because
sense.
when I work at Chulasco, so every like lunch break or whatever, I either grab like Arizona or something cheap like Celsius or whatever. Like, I'm not saying Celsius is cheap, but something to keep me going for the day, right?
Yeah.
And Arizona is usually my top choice because 99 cents. Who can beat that, dude?
Yeah, and you get it here. It's another. That's not even really a huge comparison, but you get it here as another 30 cents or 40 cents. Whereas if you look at like the food here, if you want to get a burger, right?
Mhm.
$5, bro. $5.50.
It's cheaper than Burger King.
I'd rather go to McDonald's.
No,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, Burger King has like $8 combos, bro. You can get a large drink, a large
Mhm.
fry, and a Whopper. of
You
your
want
choice.
if you want to do that here. Let me think. If you want to get in Arizona a burger and what
Fries.
that's still like $11.
That's like almost
Yeah,
it's like crazy
That's
expensive.
crazy. And at Burger King, it's a much bigger portion, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
McDonald's is also a great comparison because a Big Mac used to be what is it? I think it's $4 now. It used to be $3.30 that you can get a Big Mac. That's like
Yeah.
$4, something like that. Big
But-
Mac is like a whole meal.
But they have like rewards and stuff now, so you get
Yeah.
free stuff just for going to McDonald's, which is a huge incentive. I mean, while we're on the topic of oh my god, it's so expensive, we might as well go into why do you guys think it's expensive?
Honestly, I have
The,
no.
the
clue.
economy, man. I mean, there's inflation all around. Everything's gonna
Now-
go
No,
up.
right, but I mean, how can this affect the average college student? I mean, they're paying like $1,000 for the tuition, not to mention paying for the cafeteria. That's
So that is a good question, right? I think I have an answer, but before I say something, what do you guys think?
I say that it's supply. It's not supply chain issues, but it's more supplier issues. It costs more to buy all the products to make this food because if, I don't. You guys haven't seen them make a food. It's everything's either out of refrigerator or it's like almost prepared fresh. Like it gets delivered at the beginning of every week and gets exchanged and everything. So when they do prepare in front of you, it's like practically almost fresh.
okay, but like pancakes and eggs, all that is just made already. Like,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's
that's
frozen
not made.
patties.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously. It's like McDonald's, everything's frozen, but it's easier for convenience for everyone so that they don't have to sit there and cook for like 5 minutes per person. It's just, oh, let's cook in big batches and then let's
Dish it
sell 'em.
out. Yeah. Something I'd also like to mention before I really give an answer, and the answer was on par with what Vanch said almost directly. But I also find it interesting that like you can add toppings to like a burger here, but you need to basically open the burger, go to the salad bar, and that's saying that they even allow you to. I know some people that don't even allow you to that work there. $5.50 for a plain burger and sauce. Bro, that's a
It's
lot.
crazy. Yeah, it is. It really is. It's
So to answer the question, I think it's what Von said. Supplying it is more expensive now, so the college needs more of a gain on their profit because of the economy. So let's say the college buy burger patties for $4, right? Let's say it's 4 patties for $4. That's really cheap. But like,
Yeah.
if you want to sell the burger with the bun price too, you want to make some sort of profit. And because the inflation's so bad, that $1 burger, $1.50 burger you're making, you probably have to sell for like $4 by itself.
You do realize, I don't know if you guys realize this, but every time you buy food at the ECC cafeteria, there is no tax.
There is no tax.
They don't pay
No.
taxes. There's no way that they can pay taxes or that we pay
They
taxes
charge
here.
tax, bro.
yeah, they do.
They
Yeah,
charge
but
tax.
they there's no way they can even like pay the tax. They're tax exempt for every single thing that we're told. All of us, okay? Because we all manage club budgets and whatnot. No tax. They don't pay tax.
The college maybe doesn't pay tax, but the consumer pays tax.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. I get.
Like,
I
do you
what
get
you're
what I
saying.
mean? Like,
No.
I'm not saying like, oh, they're just charging us random amount of dollar
So
amount.
you're
you
saying
know?
they don't owe
I'm
the
just
government
saying,
taxes? is
yeah,
what
I'm
you're
just saying if there is really a tax, where's that going? Because the Arizona itself is what $1.37
Hey, in the
with tax or
cafeteria?
without tax?
I think without tax, like $1.30, I believe. Right?
Without tax. Yeah,
Yeah,
without tax.
Right, so like $1.30.
And then it's a little bit more.
Yeah, so
like that.
they don't sell it for $1.30. They sell it for $1.37 essentially. Like all their prices doesn't have like tax incorporated in them,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't show you that you're paying tax because usually there's like a tax. It shows you total and that's it. It doesn't show you that you're paying any tax.
Wait, so how'd you find
So
this
wait,
out?
yeah, wait,
I'm
what?
Because I bought food a lot, like almost every day last semester, and then this semester I buy it every once in a while. I saw all my charges and everything, and it didn't line up with their prices because I have a screenshot of it, and I'm like, that
Huh.
doesn't make sense because I'm paying tax,
Yeah,
you know,
they charge tax, but
on
they,
all
they
my
have
products.
to take tax. It's literally impossible. What they do is, sure, maybe they don't owe the government tax, but the government still takes part of their tuition.
Okay,
And that part of the tuition also incorporates the tax that we get charged at the
I
cafeteria.
think what Vanch is saying, I'm not sure if this is true, so you can correct me whenever. But like with clubs, when you reimburse someone, they're not
Yeah.
including tax. They're not including tax.
I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense, you know. Like I don't think it's tax. It might be tax, but it doesn't openly say it's taxed. You know, like
Oh.
there's no transparency on if it is tax, if it's not tax. You know,
Yeah, okay, I can see what you're saying.
because that's a big part of like consumers. You on a receipt, okay? Because we don't get receipts at all, right? On a receipt, it shows you your subtotal, which is all the prices of all the groceries you bought, and then there's tax that's applied. It shows you your grand total, which is your groceries plus tax, and you pay that grand total. On restaurants, it shows you, oh, how much does your food actually cost? Then it adds tax. Then it adds
Gratuity.
gratuity. Thank you very
That's
much.
tip, yeah.
And then after all that, then it shows your grand total. That's how much you pay, right? It breaks it down because consumers, you know, we all need to know how much we pay, right? In medicine, or at least in my field, pharmacy, we have to show them, oh, this is the tax you paid and everything, because when they do their tax return, they're eligible to get money back.
Yeah.
So we have to, you know, put in words and disclaimers saying this is your medication cost, this is your copay, and then there's a tax. But now we don't charge tax on any of the copays, obviously, right? That's impossible to do. But they need the cost, and tax is factored in the medication cost.
Right.
We just don't show you that we add on tax because, well, that's impossible to do and makes medication more expensive.
It's very. I was not expecting to go like really deep into this with this.
Yeah,
podcast.
isn't it very it's an interesting thing to talk about though, right?
It is. It really is.
So I'd like to compare something here. So LG Community College, of course, they charge they charge like individually off of everything you buy. I'm looking at other colleges like U of I, for example. They have meal plans. Isn't that interesting?
Meal plan.
Wait, what do you mean?
So at the beginning of the semester, you pay for a certain amount of meals you can have, and you just show them your card or your ticket or however it's listing. I could look more into it, but
So
you
say
have some
if
sort
like
of- yeah.
I bought like 13 meals, I go over there and so I only have like 13 meals I can grab from that cafeteria. Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
so like a semester.
Huh. Interesting.
So like you can have dollar equivalent like you can still have like single purchase meals too. Like they say breakfast is $8.78, lunch is $11.15. It's just as expensive as here. And then dinner's
like
even
as a
worse.
meal, 11. Okay.
Yeah, and then
Huh.
dinner is $14.50. So if we really want to add all that up, let's say you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, 14. That's not bad for dinner because I had dinner before. Like I paid for myself and just $14 around there, $15. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
it's horrible.
So at UIC, because we're doing U of I right now, they have meal plans and they have different. It's factored into tuition as well. You just pay it out of pocket, obviously. So it's 19 meals per week and like $800 like Flames fare, which I don't know what that is. I'll look into it in a little bit. But that totals up to $4,895 a year.
Okay.
And this is 19 meals per week. And let's just say you go there for 5 days. That's 3 meals a week. Technically, almost 4 if you want to do it.
Yeah, so it says here $34.43 would be the price if you paid individually for every meal. That'd be $34.43 would be the price every day without tax.
Do you guys think ECC should start implementing this? I mean, obviously, I don't think they will. But
Meal plans is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I feel like that could be beneficial for students. However, it's a remember. I know we're called a community college, but people aren't living here. You know.
No,
They have
that's
a
what I
place to
mean.
go. There's a Wendy's over there. You know what I mean?
There's a McDonald's.
Yeah,
right?
like I mean,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's actually kind of worth funding a meal plan with students because most students they're not gonna buy it. You know, it's a terrible marketing scheme for
Yeah, I
at
don't-
least Elgin
I don't
Community
agree with
Yeah.
that.
College.
With meal,
If you live here, I feel like it makes sense. But right now, I feel like individual the buying of individual meals is probably the only option we have. You know how it could be reduced in price. I really don't know. I think the economy just has to change overall.
right.
Yeah, and I mean, with any prices, I guess you always need to have transparency. I mean, earlier today we were talking about communication, but in like business wise, you need to have transparency with customers.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah,
need to know where
right.
your money's going, what's going on with it, and if you're paying for something, you need to know a breakdown. Now,
Right. So, are you asking like where do you think the money money's going.
Yeah,
Where
where
it
do
could-
you guys think the money's going towards?
I
Like,
think for the
is
resources that like all the eggs, I'm sure that's really expensive. How many?
eggs?
Oh yeah, because they cook eggs here for breakfast.
I know.
So like in reality, how many eggs go to waste in a day? I'm pretty sure they throw stuff out too.
No, they do throw stuff out. The thing is they actually in their cooking mostly
Mm-hmm.
they refrain from using expendable resources when cooking, if that makes any sense. So if they make a cupcake, they won't use milk or eggs or something like that. They will use eggs, sorry, but they won't use like a heavy amount of milk and all this fancy stuff that can easily be expended, if that makes sense. That would go to waste.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because and here's the other thing. I have a huge background in business. My grandparents they own businesses and whatnot. And the egg thing you were talking about, it's like I guess if you factor in like that entire box we saw,
Mm-hmm.
it's like $38.
That whole box of eggs.
It's not expensive
Yeah.
because and it's just layer upon layer upon layer of
Yeah, it
eggs.
just gets me concerned with. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention something. I bet all this money isn't just going towards the cafeteria. It's probably just funding in general. What we
Yeah.
probably need to remember is like this is a school with many staff and
16,000
to fund.
students. Imagine how
Yeah.
many staff members they have working.
so something that's probably worth remembering is how all this money is taken in like a pyramid. It's I know it's like education,
Like
right?
the
It's-
pyramid schemes that we're referring to?
No, not a pyramid scheme.
Okay.
So a pyramid scheme, all the money just kind of goes, and then anyway, let's get back
Oh
on
yeah,
topic.
yeah.
It's a pyramid, right? So we have President Sam at the top, right?
Mhm.
And then we have I don't know, the board members at a little below him, faculty below him. This is just a ballpark. I don't know, right? All this money has to be distributed among all those people.
Especially clubs, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
too. Right.
to a
It's
worthy
whole bunch.
salary.
Right.
So if you pay $2,000 a year for tuition, because for some people like the cost of tuition is probably around like $2,000 to $4,000, right? 16,000 students. All that money, including money funded by Illinois, has to be distributed in like a decent salary to teachers and faculty, right? So maybe that's why they charge at base a kind of a high price anyway without inflation. Like right now the price is pretty ridiculous, right? I don't want to pay $12 for a hamburger and chips. You know, that's a lot.
Okay, well, like excluding inflation, do you guys think the prices would go up over time?
Yeah, I mean,
I-
inflation is constant.
I think with lesser students, the price is going to increase, but with a greater amount of students, I mean, we always see the cafeteria packed during like certain times.
Oh, like always like noon.
Yeah, and I think with an increase in enrollment, maybe they'll decrease the prices so more people can buy, so they get more volume. But I think as of this time, they're just increasing it and it's just fluctuating.
I mean, we got the pantry open too. That has you have free meal
Right.
kits every week coming in. So
Yeah, but I
that's-
mean,
that should
with-
say something about the cafeteria, how expensive the food gets.
Yeah, because everyone would rather go to the pantry because it's for free technically. And for the listeners who don't know, the pantry we're referring to is Spartan Pantry. It's a PTK project that was started way a long time ago, and its main goal is to provide like free food to students, regardless of who they are. Really, all you need to be is like an ECC student, and they're eligible to get free food, I guess. And I mean, circling back to the topic at
Low
hand.
income students. Forgot to add that. No, that's exactly why it was open.
Yeah, and like if you really think about it, if you want to pay for lunch, just go get a ramen packet from the pantry. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so easy
Right.
too. And that could fill you up in a day. You don't have to pay $12 for a meal, and you can just go to
Yeah.
the pantry.
Or I mean, better yet, I mean, just go a little bit beyond the college, and you get like restaurants or whatever.
Okay, but like, what do you have like a 30-minute gap between
Yeah,
the classes?
convenient.
Okay, well then, yeah, then go to the pantry, grab something quick, and eat it. But like some point, you have to make the decision. Oh, I have like 2 hours to my next class. Do I eat here? Do I go out? Because going out, okay, not factoring in gas prices and whatnot, solely factoring food prices, it's way better to just go out because we have all these like restaurants, fast food joints near us. Like, why don't we just go out? What's stopping students from doing that?
Traffic.
Yeah,
Like
and
traffic, cars.
convenience. The turn into Lake Street is already kind of an iffy thing, right? If there's I don't know if there still is, but I believe there is construction there, or there at least was. And Lake Street's a high-speed road. Even though it's 45 miles an hour, people speed there all the time.
I got a question. It's kind of stupid. Is that Lake Street you're referring to?
I believe that's Lake Street, right?
Okay, so right across from there, I mean, it is. You can walk, but there's a Wendy's like right there, and it's like a
Right.
short 10-minute walk, I believe. It's not anything too long. So
Again, I don't know if anyone maybe that's where it comes into play.
I don't think anyone is aware.
No, I don't know if anyone's just like, all right, guys, I'll be back. Walk into Wendy. Like, you think about it, I don't know.
Okay, if you had like a small friend group, like 3 people, they had nothing to do. I mean, it would make
Okay,
sense.
no, yeah, then that's casual and fun, sure, yeah.
You
Right.
know, just go to Chipotle and just grab
Okay,
something
Chipotle
quick
is a
with it.
little.
Chipotle's
No,
a
no,
little
no. Like I'm
far.
not saying like I'm not saying. I'm just saying as an example. Go to
Right.
Chipotle,
Right.
gather around, hang out.
So I'm not no cook, but I've just heard rumors about the brownies here not actually being made normally as like actual brownies. It's mostly
Okay.
just chocolate and then like it's like what did someone say it was like
You know,
just
that does make sense. Like the brownies that we've tasted aren't really moist. You can say like they're a little
That's
bit.
what I was saying about eggs and milk. Like someone was saying they lack one of those. I'm not a. I'm not a baker.
I'm
not a
assuming
cook.
milk. Maybe they're
Maybe.
replaced with
I don't
water.
know.
I think it's milk. I think it might be like powdered milk or some type of substitute for milk. Milk is more expensive than powdered milk. I hope you know that. But like,
well, yeah.
you can buy one in bulk and the other one you can't.
So
It's very not to mention it goes spoiled after a short amount of time. It's very easy for it to get spoiled.
yeah. Back to inflation. Inflation's a constant. We get to this point where prices are higher. It's kind of hard for them to come back down. If they do, inflation will still be at a constant like rate of change, increasing, right? So will prices change? Hopefully, we want to hope that cafeteria prices will go down, right, guys?
I mean, if not, you always got the pantry to rely on, really.
Yeah, but if for campuses that don't have the pantry, you always have other options. Obviously, if you're in the city, it's kind of like a 5-minute walk to some nearest food joint, But if you're in the suburbs, like how we all are, maybe the ECC cafeteria might be the only thing on campus. And a quick word of advice towards the cafeteria. Obviously, we're not really trying to be mean about it. Obviously, we're just giving our insight on it.
And thoughts that we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think if they made the food cheaper,
I think we way more popular, have a lot more people in it, making more money. I think you'll make more profit if you made it more cheaper. That's
Actually,
just my
yeah,
opinion.
there'd be more people going to the cafeteria relying on it. And if it's a cheaper price, I think people would like not bring a lunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
and while these guys are autofilling all my sentences here, I don't think I have anything else to say. Do you guys have any concluding statements? Any final conclusion sentences?
No, I think that's about sums it up.
Thank you to our listeners, and a special thanks to our audio editor, Indy Wilson. And to learn more about The Observer and to see our work, make sure to visit elginobserver.com. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Observer Newspaper and on TikTok at Elgin Observer. Until next time, I'm Vanch,
I'm Eric.
I'm Matt.
and we'll see you next time.